darkness, out of the fear. Here comes the monster waiting in there. Heart rate is rising, some call it scared. You'll feel the chill start raising your hairs.
It's too late, you're here now. I hope that you're prepared, cause there's no getting out. You can feel the energy, dark like a cloud. Electrified by panic, terror and doubt. Don't cross me or you'll learn quick the hard way that I'm not one to mess with. I got a mind and that mind's full of mean tricks. I'll plant a seed in your red where the fear will stick.
And I'll haunt your nightmares. Little did you know that I like fear. When you turn, I'll be right there. You should be afraid, you should be scared. We're all alone, you're on your own. It's you and me who's going home. Look up, cause I'm right here. Welcome to a real life nightmare. Possess all your dreams. A demon plays on the weak. You better watch out for me. Mistakes were made, you will see. You should've never crossed me, cause now you'll never stop me. Revenge was my calling. Now you're a dead man walking. And I'll haunt your nightmares. Little did you know that I like fear. When you turn, I'll be right there. You should be afraid, you should be scared. We're all alone, you're on your own. It's you and me who's going home. Look up, cause I'm right here. Welcome to a real life nightmare.
Well, hello everyone. Welcome. So hold on, I gotta pop this up. Can you guys hear me? Thumbs up if you can hear me. Hello. Hello. Okay, thumbs up if you can hear me. Okay, so David says, I'm about to tag you in my post in my Lantern Haunted location. Ooh, okay. Hey Terry, welcome. So you guys, so we're having an after party. Oh, so you guys, you know how it is on YouTube side. If I lurk. If I look blurry, click on that little gear and then go up and click on 1080 and I will come in clear if you want me to come in clear. If not, I'll just stay blurry and stuff. So, oh, that didn't help out, did it? Ooh. Hi, baby. What? Okay. So anyways, we decided to have an after hour party. You trying to shove that up my nose? Why you gotta poke it at my ear? Don't, it's gonna go right through me. Aww. Anyways, so oh baby, I love you. Okay. So we're having an after party, an after hours. God, I look really white, don't I? Hold on. Ooh, let's fix that. Look really, really, really white over there.
Just the warmth.
The warmth?
Yeah. See, remember? You shift over. Look, these two are the brightness. Those two are the over.
Oh.
Yeah. These two are brightness. These
Okay.
two are your temps.
Okay. Well, anyways.
No.
Okay, so we're having an after party over here, and we got some other people that are coming in. So we got drum roll. Okay, I said I wouldn't push any buttons. Drum roll. We have you're muted. We have Sydney, and I'll get to saying hello to everybody in just a moment. Sydney's in the house, and then we got somebody else that's coming over. We had to invite him. He's one of those fat kids at a party. And you know, look at him. He's like, huh? We got Chad. Chad is in the house, so we decided to bring on over everyone except for. Why are you looking at us like that? Everyone except for Howard. So Howard, we have you in our thoughts, and we have the next one in the house would be Don.
Dijon.
I gotta go.
Why he removed himself?
I had to ghost myself. You said we went live, and you said we were late. So whenever a girl says they're late, I run. I get shifted.
So.
Well, you said we were late right before you started, and I was thinking so is Sydney. So.
Yeah, so that's
Sydney's
okay.
really
That's
late.
okay.
Over.
I find it very, very funny though that we saw J-Mac do a nip slip.
I know, right? You saw my husband's boobies? We got Spitfire in the house. We got Miss Cheesecake. We got Dreamwalking Angel. Welcome. We got Ashley Peak. I've seen you with Patty. You two are hilarious, and I love the both of you. Thank you, Ashley. I appreciate that. Thank you. I got some more videos coming out. We were at Jasper Gel a few weeks ago, and so that's going to be Patty and I at the Jasper Gel with a few other people. You guys, you want to stick around for that because there's some amazing footage and evidence that we got. It's really crazy. So definitely. So thank you for coming on over. And hold on, where do I go over here? I got to do this over here.
I just
Where'd
gotta
she
say,
go?
whoever did your intro, I could do better things.
Oh
with
yeah,
Toyota
I was
brands.
going to get to that.
Me and
Jeez.
Chad could do a better deal of that.
That intro, you guys, was actually made by the guy right below me here. So you guys, if you definitely want an intro like that or an outro or anything, this guy can do it. This guy can do it for you and stuff. Small little fee, but you know what? You can't beat his prices. I'm telling you. His prices are outstanding and stuff. Oh, thank you for sharing me out, Vinny. Welcome, Vinny. Hello, everyone. And so thank you all for being here. So tonight it's just kind of a different kind of vibe night. Okay, he's not here yet. Good to see you too, Dreamwalking Angel. Thank you so much. So two of us are paranormal investigators here. The other two are not.
No.
So maybe we should talk paranormal and see what you guys.
I'm peeing myself.
If it has to do with ghosts. So you've never been on a paranormal investigation?
No, but I'll wear Depends if I do.
You've never been on
Really?
one? Are you?
No.
Are you afraid of the ghosts, or what are you afraid of?
I have respect. There's certain things I just.
I have respect too, but the thing is, we all are trying to find answers.
Yep.
And there's two sides to everything. There's your believers and there's your non-believers. I'm just trying to find out what is really out there, because you wait till you see the evidence I have from Jasper Gel. And if you were a non-believer or if you're a skeptic, you'd be going, what the fuck? And getting EVPs. Like, you've never had a paranormal experience?
I've had a few, especially growing up when I like astro projecting, where I thought I was dreaming. But my whole thing is I've produced enough shows where I've done live and stuff like that. and I've seen enough raw material that I've helped edit. I know myself physically, I could not handle it. I would love to do one, but I would freak out too much. And that's
What do you,
just my personality.
I'll be back in a few minutes, okay?
okay, because we're going to ask you the same questions,
I
Chad.
figured that. Hold on. I'll
This
be
turned
back.
into like a interview type thing. So what freaks you out? Is it the not knowing, or is it knowing that there is something out there and you can't explain it?
Honestly, you're right. It is the knowing part of it. Like, I've always liked the astro projecting when I was a kid, things like that. I remember my first experience was probably when I was probably 4 or 5. And I woke up and all of a sudden it's like, when you see overhead fan blades going around in the
Mm-hmm.
dark,
Mm-hmm.
I actually got up out of bed and I saw them on both sides of my eyes in peripheral vision. I walked to the fridge to get my juice bottle out, and I remember seeing a silhouette with a long brim hat, and I ran to my room.
Telling me you saw the
Okay.
Hat Man?
That
The
the what?
The Hat Man.
Hat Man.
The Hat Man.
There's such a thing as the Hat Man. There's yeah. So
Oh, you guys are gonna have to get with me
continue.
on that. But it freaked me out,
Okay.
and I'm gonna be 40 years old. I don't care. For about 3 years after that, I'd wake up in the middle of the night, and now that I'm 40, I'm not ashamed of it. I was so scared of getting up in the middle of the night. I'd rather wet my bed.
Oh, wow.
I hear a lot of kids would do that. A lot of children. Um,
And I have that respect. I know it's there. I know when the veil's thin. I'm also a Libra, so I judge and weigh, and I just I respect myself enough, but I also respect that part of it to know I would not be a person good on an investigation. For the simple fact is, I would freak
yeah,
out.
you would. We'd use you as
That's
bait.
not fair. That's not fair.
We would be like, "Hey, go ahead." No. Did your parents ever talk to you about spirits or ghosts or anything like that, or was that something that it was a hush hush in your house?
My dad is 3/4 Lakota Sioux, so it was go out in the woods, sit on a stump, listen to the trees, the
Mm-hmm.
white buffalo. Yes, but not the eyes. Not the
The
eyes.
Hat Man, sir.
That's the
That is
Hat
the Hat
Man.
Man.
I just got chills. But he would go out and he'd do that and he'd talk about Wonkantonka, the white buffalo, and things like that, and the spirits and stuff like that. But other than that, it was with my mom's side, it was going to church and stuff like that. And I was raised Presbyterian, so it was all brimstone, fire, God's judgment, things like that, not God's love. And when I became a Christian in my teenage years, that's when I started to realize things. And then I got into podcasting. I got into doing production of podcasting, things like that. And people would send me videos and sound bites to edit. And I would hear things from their investigation. They would show me pictures and raw video. And the stuff that I seen was just enough to know I respected enough to know I need to step away. I can edit it and stuff like that, but not for me.
Mm-hmm. And that's the thing about paranormal. A lot of people don't like. some of the skeptics are like, no, like that shit's not real. And other people are like, yo, like I don't know how you could do that because that's not something I could do. And it takes a lot. Like it takes shit. Like it takes courage and it takes your big boy pants to go out and do what we do.
Yep, it does. And I watch all of them. Like Sydney's show, when she's on a live investigation, I'll watch hers and I'll weigh in on stuff I see and things like that. But as far as physically being on site, that won't happen for me. Just because I respect the team that's doing what they need to do to get the science evidence out there. And at the same
Right.
time, if I'm unnervy enough, and I've done enough research, if I'm unnervy enough and stuff like that, I know the spirits are gonna pick at me to get a rise out.
Mm-hmm.
They're gonna sense that. They're gonna feed off it, and I just can't put myself in that position.
Let me ask you this. So, well, okay, let me ask Sydney first. Sydney, so I don't know if you watched part of my live stream when I was at Penhurst. I was actually in the infirmary by myself. Did you see that? Is that something you would do?
Oh yeah, for sure, hands down.
Okay, so not Chad, Dawn. Chad's not here. Dawn. So did you watch part of that? Hey, Shadow Seekers. Okay, so the infirmary, that was a quarter mile away from where everybody else was at.
Mhm.
Okay. And I was out there all by myself. Is that something you would be afraid to do?
Absolutely. And I'll give you an instance. In Iowa, we have a mental health hospital that has been established since the 1800s, and it's still running today. They have what's called Days of Yore in Independence, Iowa at MHI. And it's a museum, but they have all the same equipment, everything like that. You can still go down in the tunnels where they used to chain people up. I will broad daylight. You can go through there. I get chills. That's where they started doing lobotomies in Iowa, and they lost so many people.
Well, I mean, it's like that saying goes, if these walls could talk, like that's an actual thing.
Oh, yes.
Like
Oh, I'm going to tell you right now.
the energy around you absorbs so much.
You walk down into them tunnels. Some of them they have blocked off, like they've been re-bricked up, but there's tunnels that are still cells that are still open, and you can see the bloodstains on the wall where people beat their heads in after the lobotomy.
Wow.
But it's a
Shadow
state-run
Seeker
hospital.
says we are holding an event in Iowa.
Nice.
Oh, nice.
Nice.
That's awesome.
But since MHI is a state-run hospital, it's run by the Department of Human Services. They will not allow a paranormal team in there.
Keep talking.
Pepsi's there. That's crazy though, man. Imagine though if they did allow an investigating team to go in there, all the shit they'd catch, all the voices, all the stories, all the secrets. Man, that's insane. My heart goes out to some of those
world
people.
when you walk in there, like the aura around you and the energy, you just immediately feel it when you walk in that building.
I bet. Imagine, like, there's nothing wrong with you. You're totally fine. People think there's something wrong with you, and their first thing that comes to their mind is, hey, let's stick these two metal rods down their freaking eye socket, wiggle it around in their brain to fix them when there shouldn't even be anything fixed.
Well, and that's not the only thing that they did there. It was the first documented case was in Independence where they drilled the 2 holes in the top of the head and scrambled the prefrontal lobe.
That's insane, man. It's crazy how like you stop and think about it and you're like, fuck, medicine. Excuse my language, I don't know if I can cuss. But they're like, dude, medicine's come a really, really long way.
It really has. And that's another thing. Like, I'll watch these videos of hospitals when nobody's around and somebody dies, and you literally watch a spirit come out of them.
That's some crazy stuff. Yeah. So there's a coffee shop I go to here in San Marcos, and one of my buddies, she was working there yesterday. She made a TikTok video just showing all the different things that they have in this coffee shop. Well, she ends up her video like doing a little segment in the haunted museum that's there, and you literally see something walk right behind her. And she like immediately texted me. She was like, "Dude, after that thing walked behind me, I felt dizzy. I felt like I wanted to pass out. Like, you need to come figure out what the hell's going on." And I was like,
Well,
it's crazy. Like the walls absorb so much energy. The objects around you absorb so much energy. You're gonna feel that shit. Like it's
I
there.
I went to look at a house that we're looking at buying in a neighboring town. Um, and I was okay walking around the first floor and the second floor, and I asked to look at the basement. I just It had an old coal-fired boiler downstairs, and I just got an unnerving feeling around it. And I haven't looked into it anymore as far as research, but that house has been there since before the Civil War. And just having that sensitivity to it kind of unnerves me a little bit.
That's crazy.
So, what was an investigation that you've been on that has been the most scariest to you?
Mm. So I've been a paranormal investigator for 16, 17 years. And I'm also a mom to a now 7-year-old little boy. And I've been on numerous investigations. Not once has he ever crossed my mind. Um, 2 years ago, I want to say, I went to the Haunted Hill House in Mineral Wells, Texas, with a previous paranormal team, and we were doing a solo session. And I was me and my best friend. She wanted to experience the paranormal investigation. Went to the Hill House and like with my previous team, and me and her did a solo in the house. And instantly, something kept telling me, "You need to go home to your kid. You need to go home to Daniel. You need to go home to Daniel. Daniel needs you. Daniel." And I was like, "What the hell?" Like it was weird. And then I started getting this feeling like I should not be there. Like something didn't want me there. And so I started to panic and I started to freak out. And I was like, okay, something's not right. Well, I ended up leaving Hill House that night. And when I got home, my kid was running a fever.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah. And I was like, dude, like it was high, like crazy high fever too. And I was like, if I wouldn't have came home, Lord knows what happened. And that has to be the scariest thing that I ever experienced, was knowing that something there. And the Haunted Hill House in Mineral Wells is known as the most haunted place in Texas.
Mhm.
And the entities that are there aren't even like entities. They like call them demons. And they're supposed to be very demonic and very crazy. And I'm like, yo, like if these things can warn me about my kid, like that's just, it's beyond me. It's crazy.
That's huge. Keep talking. I'll
Is
be
that
right
the
back.
place you? Okay. Is that the place you and Steven talked about?
No, oh, that one. I
Okay.
totally forgot about that one. So that was at
Yeah.
the Apple Barn in Cloudcroft, New
Okay.
Mexico. That was a whole nother crazy incident, man.
And a whole nother crazy itself.
So we all met up there. It was me, Stephen Woodard, Crystal Woodard, John Doherty, Jennifer Reuter, Jennifer Rose, Ashley Killam, like tons of other paranormal investigators. We met up there to do just, we were just going to have a little paranormal fest. And it was, what was it called? Cloudcroft, New Mexico, like something. I don't remember what we were calling it. And we did an investigation in 2 locations. One was in the Apple Barn, and the other one was at a bar. And that night, there was like investigators getting possessed. There was freaking dark shadows. There was portals being opened. That was insane. Like, it was crazy. Like, we found out that someone we had invited to this event had opened a portal at the Denton Bridge, which is Goatman's Bridge, and then they opened a portal in this bar, and they're like getting these demonic spirits to come between both places, and it was just like none of us were the same after that. Like, we came home, we started to get affected. Stephen got affected. John Doherty got affected. Gary Ward got affected. Like,
stopped investigating for a while.
Yeah, we all stopped for a while because we were like, "Yo, like this is." We couldn't explain it. Like, it was just.
Yeah.
It was something.
I'm curious where Shadow Seekers is investigating.
Oh, their event in Iowa?
Yeah.
That's interesting. Yeah.
Because I'm right.
Shadow
right
Seekers, where are you going? Go ahead and ask.
Edinburgh. Oh, nice.
That's a good one.
So hold on, is this Deke or Michael? Because this is your Shadow Seekers page. Are we speaking to Deke or Michael?
Edinburgh has. I've seen footage from there.
That's some good stuff. Yeah.
I would not step foot on that property.
It's Chris.
Oh, it's Chris. Never mind. Wrong person. Chris. I'm sorry. Why was I thinking Deke or Michael? Chris.
They are.
Shadow.
Here's something for all the investigators to think about. They are thinking about opening up Fort Madison Prison in Iowa to paranormal investigators. And hold on, I'm going to have to Google it. I don't know when Fort Madison was started.
We're going to a
Sorry, Chris.
My bad. September 7th, we're going to me and Pear Chicks Paranormal are going to be guest speakers at the Parapalooza, and it's going to be at the old county jail or old historic jail in Palestine, Texas. So that's going to be cool.
Fort Madison has been open for 175 years, and it just recently moved its inmates in 2015.
Oh, wow.
So okay.
There was a lot of corporal punishment carried out. So 175 years, you got to think that's pre-Civil War.
Mm-hmm.
We have Nick and Aaron from 28 Days Haunted joining us. Nice.
Oh, nice.
I love watching
Shadow Seekers. You want to come up and talk about this?
Yeah, we'd love to hear about it, man.
Aaron G. Thompson.
If you want to come up, let me know. We will get you the link somehow.
But when
except for the dogs.
So this was before Iowa was actually a state. It was still part of the territory. So Fort Madison was put in originally to take care of the indigenous that were unruly.
Wow.
And then during the Civil War, obviously, the criminals, the deserters, things like that. So,
yeah,
like that thing is massive.
That's what she said.
Right? I'll see if I can find an aerial view of it here.
Might if I spell correctly.
Yo, we lost Chad. I don't think he's coming back.
I told him he left me hanging with the chick. I said he's the odd man out.
How dare he?
I'm joining you guys, so you Shadow Seekers, if you can accept me, please.
Okay.
And then I can send you guys a direct link. Yeah, keep talking. I figured so.
I'm trying to get this left taffy. Sorry.
And then the other thing I want to do is I'll show Sydney. Oh, of course you're not gonna let me do it. Okay.
What are you gonna show me?
Hang on a second. I'm gonna screenshot it or screen share it. But I'm gonna show Sydney. I was talking to her about MHI when you were out.
Oh yeah.
But this is Fort Madison. If you can put that up.
Should be adding.
You have yep, there you go. So that's Fort Madison Prison.
Oh wow.
Okay.
And that has been going for 175 years. The one that I was talking about before.
It's like its own little town there. There's a baseball field and
yes, the town was formed around it.
Okay. I can see that.
Of course. So we'll go with this. I was telling her about the tunnels in Fort Madison, or not Fort Madison, but MHI. And that's where they first started doing lobotomies in Iowa.
Oh, that scared me.
And I'll explain on the screen share here.
Okay.
So
adding it to stage.
If you look at the beginning of the building where the carriage entrance is, that they call it, you go up 4 floors. That whole thing is nothing but the surgical floor.
Oh my God.
The black roof where the white cornice is around it, that is the church.
What?
So the surgical floor was right below the church.
That's crazy.
Let me see if I can find tunnels. See if they've got photos of it. Tunnel cells. Okay, here's one.
Stop it, Leia. Jeez.
No.
Okay, so I'll stop that screen share. This is one of the tunnels that goes in.
Ooh. Oh wow.
And these are the cells that they would keep people in.
Those are pretty.
There's also other ones that still have the wrought iron gates or steel doors.
There's a man down there.
Is there really?
Leia.
Bullshit.
Oh,
Yeah.
Leia, what?
There is a.
Oh, there's a man. Yeah, because they're working on it.
No. I mean spiritually.
No, there's a
Like,
spirit. Standing in the doorway.
no, that's a man working on it. But I'm saying, like,
Yeah.
you
No.
can.
Not that man right there.
Oh no, yeah, no.
There's
I
a
get
man
what
in
you're
the
saying.
doorway.
Yeah.
Not that man.
No, I felt it.
He's standing in the doorway. Not. He's like in front of the doorway. You guys don't see what I'm seeing, do you?
No, I do. I do.
Stop, Leia. No. This dog's going crazy. Okay. I gotta find. I know. I know.
But it's made Iowa's top most haunted places, but they will not let paranormal teams in there.
Why? Because somebody fucked it up for everyone?
No paranormal. It's still state owned. It's still state funded. It's still an active mental hospital.
Oh. Okay. Shit.
Okay, well, I want to stay and chat
Okay,
with you
dog.
guys, but I am drained.
Why are you leaving? Shadow Seekers is getting ready to come up.
No, I'm so drained from today.
Fine.
Love you
Fine.
guys.
Fine. I'll talk to Shadow
Stop.
Seekers. I'll get him up here. I gotta let my dogs out for a moment. This dog's freaking out. Thank you for coming up.
Love you guys.
Love.
Bye.
Peace. Good night. Love you. I gotta let my dog out. Come here. Outside. Shit, everybody left me. Oh, bye, myself. I'm not done with the stream yet, Terry. Are you leaving too, Dawn?
I'll wait for Shadow Seekers to come in, and then I gotta head out. I gotta get up early with kiddos. So
Okay, yeah, not a problem. Let's see if they're gonna come up. They said give me a few minutes, so
but I'll
yeah, I like to do little interviews on this.
talk more about that. Like Fort Madison and NHI. I love old buildings
Yeah.
like that. In Claremont, Iowa, there's the old governor's mansion called Montauk, and the paintings and statues, actually, their eyes follow you.
I've seen stuff like that. That's so cool.
Yep.
Yes.
And this house has no heat, no air conditioning whatsoever. It's just they have no plumbing. And in the I'll never forget it. I was in 5th grade, and one of the kids I went to school with, his dad was a caretaker, so we took a field trip there. In the middle.
Hold on one second. I can't send you a private message, so you know what? I'm going to throw the link. Sorry. I'm going to throw the link where you're at in the chat because it's not giving me shit. I'm sorry. It's not letting me send a private message. Keep talking. You can talk. My bad.
It was in the middle of May, and it was like 95 degrees outside. It was so stuffy in the mansion, and we had a field trip to it just to learn about the history of it. And you'd walk through cold pockets in that house that would make you shiver.
Ooh. See, I like stuff like that. But so you're not a skeptic though, but you do believe in it, right?
I do believe in it. Like, I know the science that everybody's going out investigating to prove, but I myself know that I'd be looking around every
Hi,
corner.
Corinne.
They'd feed off of that energy. I'd rather be the guy producing, going through the evidence and things like that. I would not be a person beneficial to an investigation just because it
You would
freaks me
scream like a girl, wouldn't you?
out. With a skirt on, like my tights were too tight. Yep.
Chris, I dropped that link in where you were just chatting with me from. Okay. Um. So would you go do an investigation during the daytime then, or would it still scare you just as much?
Honestly, day and night don't make a difference for me.
Send me a message, Shadow Seekers. Sorry.
Nighttime is probably the worst. Just like like I said, the stuff I dealt with as a kid. But even during the day, the cold pockets and stuff like that, like if something is there, as soon as I step on that property, I can go from happy-go-lucky guy, and if there's something malevolent on that property, my whole mood changes. And I think that has to deal with me being a Libra and being overly sensitive to that kind of thing.
Maybe. Hold on. I'm trying to do 20 gazillion things at once. Shadow Seekers, can you send me a message to my Emmy Mackenzie? With this name. I'm sorry.
You're good.
So have you had any recent experiences or anything, or do you block them out if you think you've had something?
Part of me thinks that I block them out. But there are times when I know I have, like if I can wake up and look at myself like I'm sleeping, I know consciously I'm astro projecting. Like I know that when I wake up.
Okay, so you do believe in the astral projection stuff.
Yep. Vivid dreams, things like that. I've actually astro projected 3 days after my grandmother died, and I vividly remember sitting up out of my body, sitting at the foot of the bed and carrying on a conversation with her. That next day,
Really?
when I woke up, I didn't talk to anybody. I stayed to myself just because it rocked me to the core. I like if I'm looking at photographs and things like that,
Right.
I can feel things from them too, where like somebody goes out investigating and they take like 35 pictures all in 1 second, and they come back and there's something in one photograph. Like I feel whatever it was in that photograph a little bit.
So do you feel you're an empath too?
Maybe to a point. Sometimes I can feel what other people are feeling. I'm an emotional person anyway, so I'm tuned in, so to speak. Like
Right.
I can tell when other people around me are not in such a good mood, or I feed off of
So you are an empath.
in the room. Well, okay, I'm an empath.
You are an empath. Yes. Okay, let me ask this. Do you watch the news?
Yes, religiously.
You do. Okay, does the news affect you in any way?
Yeah. The stuff with uh going on over in Gaza Strip honestly bothers me. I hate the ASPC commercials with the dogs. I'll end up sitting
Yep.
there bawling
Yep.
like a baby. Um, or if I know bad weather's coming, I feed off that energy before the storm.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And I kind of center my entire day around that. So if I get up in the morning, I have my coffee, I watch the weather and the news,
Oh,
and
here we go.
I know that weather is going to start getting bad around a certain point. My energy ramps up.
Hi guys, how are
Sorry,
we?
right when I just logged into, I was able to finally log into it, and here you are popped in. Hello. So, Chris, this is Dawn. This is Chris with Shadow Seekers, and we're talking with Dawn because Dawn is not a paranormal investigator,
No.
but he he's the type we would use as bait. That's what I would have to say.
Exactly.
So, well, welcome. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, Don. We got fresh meat here now. We got new company. No. So you said I saw that correctly. You guys are going to be doing an event in Iowa, right?
Correct. It's we're calling it Paranormal Rockdown. It's actually a 2-day event. The very first night, we're doing a rock concert at a bar out there, Otis Tailgaters. So I got
Okay.
3 up and coming rock bands playing. And then the next night we're investigating Edinburgh Manor. We got Nick and
That sounds
Aaron
really
joining us. Teamed up with the guys from We Are Paranormal. They're joining us as well. And then 2 of the bands are actually joining us for their first time doing any kind of paranormal investigation as well.
Oh, that's awesome.
wow.
I
That
actually
sounds
produced a show that had Aaron G. Thompson when he was in the Carolinas with Brandon. I produced a show with him.
Nice.
Brandon Cooper.
Yep.
Okay.
That
Okay.
was that.
Wow. That is so cool. What a small world this is. Well, let's ask you this, Chris. How long you been into the paranormal?
Since in my 20s. I'm in my 40s now, since in my 20s, but as doing a team investigation just for the last 2 years.
Really?
Yep.
How many members are on your team?
We started with 6 and we're down to 3 right now. 2 of my team
Okay.
members moved to Canada. They had a death in the family, so they moved out there to help take care of her father.
Okay.
So I lost 2 of them, and then the other one, he is off and on with us. So sometimes there's 4, but mostly it's 3 of us.
Okay. Don, do you want to ask him some questions before you leave this?
Yeah. What was your absolute scariest moment when you were investigating?
I haven't had nothing too scary yet. Doing Edinburgh, it's going to be our 4th time going to Edinburgh, so we've had a lot happen at Edinburgh.
Nice.
It's mostly been sad moments, I would say. Edinburgh stories used to be a poor farm, so little kids were just dropped off there by their parents, and they got one room they call the rape room, where one girl was constantly raped there. And we've had
Yeah.
numerous EVPs with just hearing crying of mommy, mommy, mommy all the time.
Oh.
So mostly
That's
just sad moments, nothing too scary, but I mean, not much scares me. So
just while you're investigating, make sure Aaron doesn't do push-ups in his underwear.
Oh God, I don't want to know why.
He did it on 28 Days Haunted.
No.
I'm actually gonna
Oh,
see
God.
Aaron and Nick on Father's Day, so
Oh, nice.
we're doing
Okay.
some. They're not only doing our event, but the Haunted YMCA up here in Rock Island. They're doing a convention in October, so we're gonna shoot some promo videos for my event and for the Paracon up there.
While you guys are in Iowa, if you think about it, because I'm in Iowa myself, effigy mounds, they're old Indian burial grounds, and they allow you to hike up there. That would be a good place to go and do EVPs and an investigation as well.
What's the name of it again?
Effigy mounds,
Okay.
like the effigy.
Effigy?
Oh, yep, effigy.
Effigy mounds. Okay.
What part of Iowa are you in?
I'm over by Waterloo.
Okay. And have you ever done any investigating yourself?
I investigate trying to find the bathroom in the dark, and that's the respect I give.
That's all he's not an investigator. That's why I was like, he's the type we use to use as bait to throw him out there like, hey, here you go.
Yeah.
Well, I'll
No,
tell you
but
what.
you know what? How far are you guys from each other?
So I'm in Ottawa, Illinois. So I'm roughly just under 2 hours from Iowa border.
Because you know what? My gears are grinding here. Can you think what I'm thinking? Somebody who's never been on a paranormal investigation.
I was just gonna throw the offer out there. If you want to be at Edinburgh
Dude,
with
come
us,
on.
you're welcome to come along.
Don, you got to.
I
Come
don't
on,
know.
Don.
It is a public investigation. Tickets are for sale, but your ticket's on me if you want to join us.
How far am I?
Hey, you know what? Do it for Paralinks. Take one for the team, Don.
The investigation's August 9th.
Edinburgh.
And what better way?
Only 2 hours.
There. Look at that. So, you guys, do we think we got an investigation, not match or meetup? Yeah, it'd be a meetup, but I think it would be really cool to go with somebody who's been experienced. Don, the offer's out there on the table.
To have the Godfather that sits here and does all this stuff and screams like
Take one for the team. Take one for Paralinks.
And you know, Aaron, you said you've done some work with them before, so
yeah, I've produced quite a few shows from the safety of my lovely chair. I honestly, I will think about it.
Hold on, you're breaking up. I can't hear you. What?
I think I heard a yes. I'll be there.
That's what I heard. That's what I thought I heard.
All right, let's.
I mean, come on. If he's going to get your ticket for you, dude.
Yeah.
You may like this and you may not. Maybe this would be one time that you'd be like, man, I ain't ever going to do that shit again. Or this is the one that's going to snag you. Be like, the fuck? I haven't been doing this my entire life. This is so fun. Seriously, it's going to make you or break you.
I'll be the guy out there with a flashlight looking like Blair Witch Project. Like, I'm never doing this.
And honestly, we've been there 3 times already, and there's like so much shit online saying how it's negative and bad. When you walk in that place, you feel nothing but love. There's no bad feeling about that place or anything.
See, they're even in chat saying, come on, Don, come on.
All right, I'll do it. But the only place I will not go is the gurney ramp.
So you guys are going to have to give each other information. And so, speaking of Paralinks, do you not have any shows on Paralinks yourself, Chris? You and your team?
No, we do not.
How come?
You're talking Paraflix or
Paralinks.
I haven't even heard
Paralinks.
of that one, to be honest with you.
Well, that's where you found us at tonight, was Paralinks. Plus,
Yeah, you popped up on my Facebook page and I clicked the live.
you must be following then, or this was a sign for you to. Do you do live streams and do you do live investigations?
We do stream on live on Facebook. The Para Rockdown, we're actually going to be streaming pretty much that whole event on YouTube. And then I'm actually starting up with another friend that I met in the paranormal. We're going to start our own podcast, which is going to be called the Paranormal Rockdown as well, which will be interviewing other teams, bands, and finding out bands' paranormal experiences and all that too.
Well, let's trade some information because I think I got an offer you can't refuse, as the Godfather would say. Because we're looking for new faces, new people, new things to come on over to Paralinks. It's another platform that you can just, my brain just broke. Help me out here, Don. Another platform that you can restream your stuff to and stuff. And
yes, intro.
Yeah, definitely be
it's
interested
free.
in that.
It's free. It's
Yep.
100% free.
I know a guy.
Yeah, he knows a guy, whichever way I'm pointing. But no, definitely. I would love to talk to you about that and stuff. So now we got each other on Facebook, I think. I hope.
Yeah, I added you on there, so.
Okay. Yeah, that's something we could talk about. That would be, we're always looking for new faces. So let's get back into questioning. What would you say was probably your most memorable place that you've investigated?
It's definitely Edinburgh. Edinburgh's one of our top.
Edinburgh?
Yeah,
It's got your heart, huh?
Got us hard. If you look at our logo, pretty much the building in the background of our logo is pretty much the
I thought I recognized
inspiration of
that.
Edinburgh.
Okay.
Yep.
was
But
like,
there,
where did I see that?
there's another little girl there called Susie, and in the kids' room where her bed was, I was sitting on the floor trying to communicate, and my aunt is a part of my paranormal team as well. She walked in the
Okay.
room, and I'm like, take a picture of my back because it feels like something is on my back. It almost felt like a kid on my back with its arms like wrapped around my neck, kind of like it wanted a piggyback ride. Nothing came up in the picture or anything, but I had my DVR camera behind me pointed towards me. And when I went to stood up, this big, huge orb just shot straight up out of my back.
Oh, really? Hold on just a second. I gotta let my dogs in. They're barking. The neighbors are gonna get mad. One moment.
I just followed you guys on Facebook. I'll message you guys.
Okay. Yeah, and then I'll get you a link so you can print a ticket out for
Don,
it.
thank you for coming out.
Okay.
And Don, you're definitely gonna do this, aren't you? Yes,
Yeah.
I hope so, Don. That'd be really cool.
I'll give it
Really
a shot.
amazing. Okay.
If anything-
Corinne says, I'm in your group, Chris. That'd be cool. So much love, Don. You have a good night, and we will be talking
Yes,
to
I
you
gotta get up
later.
for those. All right.
Yes,
Stay
you do.
safe.
Peace. Bye.
All right.
Okay.
Bye, Pepper, out.
So, Chris, Corinne obviously knows who you are. I'm in your group, Chris. Did it pop up? I forgot what else I was going to ask you.
Yep, it's it
Oh
there.
my God.
Thanks for the
Yep,
support,
there's-
Corinne.
Where can people find you at? Like, there's not too many people on tonight right now, but where can people find you at?
Well, right
Your
now we're mostly on Facebook. We're on YouTube as well. We only got one video up there right now because we were mostly
And your
using Facebook Live before, but we're gonna switch everything over to
YouTube.
YouTube.
Okay. So Shadow Seekers Paranormal on Facebook. Corinne, if you can get his link, if you can drop it on my YouTube, because I'm on YouTube right now too. I'm PDX Paranormal on YouTube. So if you can drop his link in there so people in there can follow, I'd really appreciate that. And so what got you into the paranormal?
Pretty much experiences like at home, like when I lived with my parents. Just stuff happening all the time. I mean, there was times where Christmas time came and I was in a back room just wrapping Christmas presents, and like rolls of paper just started moving on their own. And we had the dog gate up, said, okay, if somebody's in here and made those roll by themselves, do it again. Nothing happened, but then when I left the room and stepped over the dog gate, you just heard boom, 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 and all the rolls of paper moved. So just stuff like that, and like seeing shadows like on the corner of my eye, it got me interested and just looked
How old
further
were you when you
into it.
started experiencing this?
Probably around 17, 18.
Oh, so you were a teenager. Nothing when you were younger? You don't think
Not
you
that I-
had like an imaginary friend that you talked to or anything
Not-
like that?
Not that I remember.
Okay. Well, let me ask you this, because a lot of times I work with kids, with the paranormal and stuff, children, because sometimes adults can't understand, what the children feels, sees, or anything like that, or they don't want to admit the child. Because back in the day, I'm 54 years old. Back in the day, it was a no to even talk of that. They'd send you off to the Looney Tunes and stuff, Looney Bin on that. Do you think maybe something had happened when you were younger, and could you have blocked it out?
It's possible. I mean, I wouldn't rule that out.
Okay. What'd your family think when you told them that you started doing the paranormal?
My mom 100% supports me, and like I said, my aunt's on the team too, and she loves it. She's had numerous experiences as well.
Okay. So it probably wouldn't be an issue when you were younger, then, where the parents would be like, "Oh, you can't speak of that." So unless something could have scared you really bad and caused a traumatic experience too. You can't rule that out either, I guess. But it sounds like your family's supportive. Uh-oh, you're muted. You're muted. Can't hear you.
Hear me now?
Now I can hear you.
Okay. Yeah, my mom supports me 100% on it, but she wants nothing to do with it. She's
Okay.
even like the con, we just did the Chicago Paranormal Convention last Saturday, and she wouldn't even show up there because she doesn't want to be around any of it.
Is she Catholic?
She is, but she's not like actively into it. I mean, she believes it and stuff, but she doesn't like practice it.
No, I was just wondering because I'm Catholic too, but I'm not active in it and stuff. So I'm just, a lot of people who are Catholic or from the Catholic religion, it's like out of sight, out of mind. If they're not hearing it or seeing it, they're fine with it. If it's not like right in their face.
Correct. Yeah.
So is your aunt your mom's sister or your dad's
Correct.
sister?
It's my
Your
mom's sister.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay. I wonder why those two are totally opposite. That's crazy.
It's a big age difference.
Okay.
So my aunt's
The
only
aunt's younger.
She's 7 years older than me.
Okay.
So it's a big age gap between the two.
Okay. That would make sense then. And so you're closer with your aunt to a certain degree on stuff like that,
Correct.
being
Yep.
paranormal related. So what made you decide to put a team together?
So me and my aunt always been interested in it, and then my aunt's husband, his coworker, booked Edinburgh Manor, and he's like, I know your wife's really interested in this and everything, so if she wants to come along, they can come along. And then my aunt invited me, and we did the investigation. Everything went great. We all hit it off. Started talking about other places to book, and it was like, you know what? Let's just
Nice.
start a team up and get our name out there.
What other places have you guys investigated?
So Edinburgh 3 times. We done Cheney Mansion in Jerseyville. We've done that twice. We've done Ashmore Estates, Indiana State Sanitarium. Those are the big ones.
I want to do that one. I just
Yeah.
got done doing Penhurst a few weeks ago.
That's a fun one, but we went there about a year ago, and pretty much they're not allowing paranormal teams there with the new owners.
We're at
So-
the
Indiana.
okay.
Yeah, it's hard to get in there because if you're gonna be doing like YouTube and everything, they don't want it up anymore unless you're paying big bucks.
You know, a lot of places have done that, decided to do that. Like one of the other places I've been to, there goes my brain. Old South Pittsburgh Hospital, because there were some bigger YouTubers that went in there, decided to do a little fakery, and did they not realize that these places have cameras? And so the lady was really cool that I spoke with. Her name's Heather. Shout out to you, Heather. It was to the point where if you want to film in there, you have to pay an additional, I guess it was $150 at the time. Plus, you have to give them your raw footage before you can put it out there. I don't know if that place does it like that, but a lot of it, because of the big YouTubers, have really screwed it up for a lot of us littler people. But
Yeah,
if you go ahead.
we have Edinburgh story. The second time we went there was right after Ghost Adventures went there. And in their episode of Ghost Adventures, a plate goes flying across the room. Well, in the kitchen there, they have a bunch of broken dishes in the sink. And lo and behold, we found a broken plate with a piece of fishing line taped to it.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Damn. That. Well, we all know how Zach is. Hi, Zach.
Yes, we do.
He's not on my. He's yeah. Zach, no.
We won't go
He's
there,
not
right?
one of my favorites, obviously. Let's see. Anybody got any questions? Hold on. Has anyone ever been to Moundsville, West Virginia State? I've never been there. Again, I'm in Oregon, so I actually paid to travel to go back east, and I know there's a lot of amazing shit over here on the West Coast, but there's a lot of the history over there on the East Coast and Central and stuff. Yeah, I'm not a fan of Zach's either. Have you been to West Virginia State Pen, or no, you haven't?
No, we've just been to the couple places here in Illinois, Indiana, Wisconsin, and Iowa.
Where would you like to go? What's on your bucket list, I guess?
Top
Probably
of
a
my
whole bunch
bucket-
out there. But
The top two are Bobby Mackey's and Villisca. Those are the
Well-
top two I want to go to.
take out Bobby Mackey's because they tore that place down.
Yeah, that's what I heard.
Yeah. I was going to do Bobby Mackey's. It was like last year. I should have went because that was like one of the last times anybody was ever doing it. But me, I would have more so been trying to debunk a lot of things that a lot of people, they hyped up Bobby Mackey's. Does that make sense? A lot of
Yeah.
people really hyped it up. And so I think I wanted to go in there and just try to debunk or try to actually really see if this place was what it's cut out to be. It's sad, but I guess they felt it's just going to cost way too much. It was cheaper just to tear it down and rebuild. And still,
Correct.
even we know with the land itself is going to be haunted. You know, a lot of the land out there is haunted. You know, for a lot of the places. And what was the other one you said?
Villisca Axe Murder House.
Is that in New York? Where have I heard that?
No, it's not New York. That's
Massachusetts? No, where the fuck is that?
I want to say it is in Iowa.
Is it?
Farther into Iowa, like closer to the border.
Okay. And what's drawing you to that place?
Just the history of it. I mean, with all how many kids were killed there and axed, and like killer never being found, and they never knew who did it. It's want to go there and document it and see if you can get anything of like any names of who a killer was or anything like that.
Okay, now since you said that, when you go to a place, do you like to know the history before you go in, or do you go in blind? Do you like to research it or go in blind?
Going in blind's better. Like the house that's up the street from me here, actually, the building I live in is actually haunted as well. But the house that's up here, we're supposed to be getting there, and she said she had psychics there and those names and everything. I'm like, do not tell me names because I want to document it and see if my names match up to your names. But a lot of these places, it's hard not to know any history because everything's been on TV, everything's been all over the internet. So it's kind of hard to find a place not knowing the history already.
Unless you're naive like I am and I don't pay attention to. We all know Emmy can't read, Emmy can't spell. No, I don't pay attention to stuff. So I guess that's kind of a good thing, but it's also a bad thing. Sleeping pill kicked in. Okay, Terry, thank you so much for coming in. Appreciate that. You guys definitely give Chris and them a follow over there at Spirit Seekers. No, wrong. Shadow Seekers. My sleeping pills are going to be kicking in. Shadow Seekers over there. We'll get that link dropped in for you too and stuff. But yeah, she's over there on my YouTube side of it. So who would you like to collab with? Is there anybody out there that you want to collab with, or have you ever thought about that?
The biggest one that I tried getting him from my event, was Dave Schrader. So he's the biggest one I'm hyped for and always wanted to meet and stuff and do stuff with. But he's just way too damn expensive.
Yeah. Okay. What about let's not be with the big ones then. What about like YouTube? Is there anybody out on YouTube or Facebook that you've want to collab with that are also paranormal investigators, or you've never really thought of that?
The ones that I want to, we already are doing. That's the guys that are joining us at Edinburgh. Their group is called We Are Paranormal. They've done all the big places.
Thank you, Running Bear.
They've done Bobby Mackey's twice. They got a great following. They've got episodes on Paraflix. And out of all the people I've watched, they're the ones that I feel don't fake stuff. They're truly legit. So that's what drew them to me.
And now that you started to speak about the fakers and the ones who are legit. Hey, Cheryl. What state is he in? Iowa. So a lot of the bigger YouTubers that I'll throw their names out there. Jody Dean, Hunting the Dead, and oh my gosh, I'm not afraid to throw those names out there. James the Fam. Big fakers. I feel they've ruined it for a lot of us out there. I don't go for the fakery. You try to find something on my channel. There's no fakery there, and I'm with you on that. The fakery Oh, bummer. I would have offered to go with him. See, look at that. See, already getting people out there to collab with you.
Where are they from?
Cheryl, what state are you in? I get my Cheryls confused because there's a Cheryl up in Washington. There's another Cheryl east somewhere. I want to say. Okay, that's Cheryl from Washington. She's right
Okay.
above me. She's been a good following. Yeah. I'm like, my brain just stopped for a moment. It's later where you're at.
Yeah, out here it's just about 1:40 in the morning.
It's not even 11:40 here, so we're still your past. We're still your past. So what more would you like to see from the paranormal community? Because paranormal has gotten into a really bad slump. Like as for being Corinne's in Illinois, more of the drama community. Have you noticed that? Because
Exactly.
of a lot of people. Okay. And what are your thoughts on that? Like, how do you think we can turn this around and fix it?
I don't think there's going to be no fix for it because everybody's about YouTube and take everybody's word for what they see, and all those YouTube people are just about the money. They're not about
Yes.
showing evidence, anything like that. And my team, we're not about the money. I mean, got this big event that we're doing, and it's costing us between paying for the bands and Aaron and Nick. The ticket sales pretty much pay for that. So hotels,
So that's
travel, all that
crazy.
just comes out of our pocket. And if I need to make money off of it, only thing I want to make is, hey, just enough to maybe purchase a piece of new equipment for me, and I'll be happy. I'm not looking to live in a mansion with a Ferrari like all these YouTubers.
Right? I know last year the one of the co-owners of Paralinks put on a Fear Fest, and I know that I saw firsthand what it was like to, because I was booking like, let's say what's his name, quite a few celebs to come in, Pinhead from Hellraiser and stuff like that, Paul. God, my brain. I am not here tonight. I saw what it cost out of Howard's pocket and what he had to try to make and stuff. That's just. And you and your team did this on your own?
Yeah,
Right on.
and I mean we figure what ticket sale prices are. I mean, my general admission is $75 and my VIP is $130, and that pretty much takes care of funding the bands and the guests.
How long did it take for you to arrange all this, to like get it all set up and prepare it?
It took me about 6 months,
Okay.
and I'm already working on part 2 of it. So,
Good for you.
which part 2 is going to be at a big location as well, but that's in Wisconsin.
Okay. Nice. You're going to keep us up to date on that, right?
Definitely.
Yes, you better. 'Cause I know
Working
there's a lot
on.
of people out there that would love to go and stuff.
Yeah, we have competition the week before us. We had another group, well, girl that pretty much a promoter, and she's holding the same kind of event the week before us. Hers is called Para Rock, but
Okay. That makes it a little hard there.
correct.
So are you, with you guys doing this, are you going to like every year expand it out like how Paracon goes to different places? Are you just going to keep it in your area, Iowa, Wisconsin, Illinois, up in that area? Or are you expecting to expand out to other states?
I'd like to expand out, do different location every year. Got to see how the first one fully goes first, but
Right, that's make you or break you type thing, huh?
correct. I mean, my goal would be different location every year, and then bigger bands, like maybe recording artists that are actually signed to deals and all that stuff.
Okay. Well, also I want to talk with you. We can talk behind the scenes, but I also do I do interviews of celebs and stuff like that, and I would like to work with you on that. I mean,
That'd be
I don't know
amazing.
who you would consider celeb or whatever. I've had David Omens on my show twice at the Omens house there in California. The Tate's murder, Sharon Tate murders
Yeah,
place, that house. I've had we can talk behind the scenes. Everybody, hey Angelina, Vera and Kendall Welton. They did the Hauntings Lodge. Kendall was also the first, I want to say, 5 years of TAP's cameraman. But
okay.
I do shows on Fridays. I like to do interviews and stuff like that and expand out. So I think you and I could, do something, get us both going out there. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that sounds
And
amazing.
get my people to meet your people. And tonight's show is just like just an after. We did Unholy Trinity, which is a funny kind of warped show, and so we decided to just do an after show after that. And obviously, things was meant for a reason because somehow you found us. So that's
Yeah,
pretty cool.
I was just laying in bed looking at places to promote my event on Facebook and join lives and found you guys.
That's so cool. That is so cool. And see, it's stuff like that. Like that was on Paralinks Plus that you found us on. And so we have Paralinks 1, 2, 3 Plus and Paralinks Live. And so that's something definitely love to get for you and your team to be on. Again, it is free to you guys. And I like to reach out because we like a variety of different shows. It's not just paranormal. It could be a cooking show. It could be a rock band show. We're expanding out. And like I said, we'd love to have you on there.
Yeah, I'll definitely look into it. And then the guys that I'll be joining in We Are Paranormal, they're definitely looking for something new like that too, because they were on Paraflix, but there's some things going on there where it didn't work out for them, so they're looking for something new as well.
Definitely. After this, I'll give you my phone number and stuff too. So Spitfire goes, Emmy, someone asked me from the Northwest when you put in a group. Hold on. I got to go here. Emmy, someone asked me from the Northwest, when are you putting a group together to investigate places in Portland area? I know, I need to. Not just Portland. You know what? There's other places that there are ghost towns that are better than Portland area. And I'm telling you that way better. Cheryl goes, that's awesome. It was meant to be. There aren't mistakes when we're supposed to meet somebody. Exactly. And these people here, I've known quite a bit of these people anywhere. Okay. She has a question. What is your question, BB? We'll play Jeopardy. I know, right? What's your question, BB? And any one of you can ask questions because this is actually my first time meeting Chris.
I think she was asking the same question about you putting a team together. I think that's what that
any
meant.
places in Portland to check out? Yes, there are a lot of places in Portland. There really are. But to put something together, I would rather take you guys to ghost towns You know, there's a lot more history in these ghost towns because Portland is known for like the Shanghai tunnels, you know, back in the day where Shanghai, there's just that, just, you know, but where the ghost towns are is because Oregon and part of California is known for the gold mining and the gold mining days and stuff like that. And so there's a lot of that. That was weird. Wait, what? That was weird. Chat disconnected. Please wait. Huh. And Angela knows a lot of haunted locations in Oregon. She's my go-to. She's been talking a lot about that. And she lives up in Washington. But see, something like how, like I was asking Chris, you guys, you know, if he plans on to, you know, expand and stuff like that, you know, that would be, you know, two states collabing together, whatever. And that would be cool.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah,
Or my bad idea.
my only restriction on doing events like that is I don't want them too big because too many people, you're not going to get nothing to happen.
Exactly. Okay, so let's get into that. So when you're investigating, what's the max number of people? Like, how do I want to word this? Because it's not coming out right. So when I investigate, it depends on the location. Now, we just got done doing Penhurst, and there was 8 of us. To me, that was still, I say 8 was actually still too many for that location because of a lot of the echoing, you know what I'm talking about, and
Correct.
the contamination of, because those halls and everything just echoes. I grew up in Baker City, Oregon. Oh no, I did. I grew up in Baker City. You had me all confused. So I like to have 4 or less to an investigation. What's your thoughts on that?
That's about what I would choose to do. Typically, we do 6. Like Edinburgh, usually it's 6 for us, just because it keeps the cost down for each of us. That
is true.
And then with Penhurst was, or not Penhurst, Indiana State Sanitarium was a little more, so we had 8 there. But that place is huge, so we could break up into groups of 2 and each take a building because there's 3 buildings. So it made a big difference. So if there's multiple buildings, I would say no more than 8 to 10. Smaller places, I'm happy with 6, but I would prefer 4.
Okay, so we're still on the same brainwave because that's how it was kind of like at Penhurst. We had 4 buildings, well, 3, and then the other building was like a quarter of a mile. I went out there by myself. I did a lone challenge. Had to, you know, just had to be out there in the middle of nowhere. And so, and I agree with you on that. 2 per group when you're having that many buildings, 4 and stuff. Then before I left, or actually when I left, we left Penhurst and then flew down to Florida and did a Jasper Jail. We got to stay there for a few days. It's really cool, but you don't want to have more than 4 people there because it echoes in there, and that's the downfall. All that blonde is going to Emmy's head, right? I know it is. It is. How about this? Chantel. Hi from South Africa. Hey, Chantel. Welcome. Oh, wait. I don't think that's a Chantel I know. I could be wrong. What is your go-to? Okay. How do I want to word this? So, out of all your equipment you use, what's your favorite equipment? What's your go-to that you like?
It'd probably be my tracer that I ordered from Ghost Stop, which is pretty much like a like the strip of lights with the motion on it.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
and that thing works amazing. If I didn't have that, it would probably just be my DVR system because it records the audio, video, everything when we're not in a room or if we're taking a break. If you hear the big
Right.
bang and you're on a different side of the room, chances are that's going to capture it. So,
Now, see, I don't have the strip, but a friend of mine, Parasolo, he's got that, and he says it's pretty amazing. So that's one thing I don't have.
yeah, I'm excited. They just posted 2 days ago that the Tracer 2 is coming out. So I'm excited to see what they added to it.
Yes, it is, Emmy. You know me. Okay, I figured that. Okay, Chantel, hold on. I was like, the only Chantel I know. Well, welcome. Let me make you a mod over here. Welcome. Thank you for joining us. So, what would you recommend for upcoming paranormal investigators or somebody who's new on the field? What would be your advice to give to them?
Don't believe everything you see online and YouTube, and put your own spin on it. Don't copy everybody else.
Not just YouTube. Exactly. Yeah.
Yep. Because what you see on the TV shows, if you do it that way, you ain't gonna catch nothing. Because that's not how it's usually done. They're all paid to entertain. So,
well, I've put so paranormal. You have to have the love and the passion for it, and it's a lot like fishing to me. Some days you're going to get a little bit of bites, a little nibble here and there. Some days you're not going to get nothing. And then some days they're going to be biting left and right. And, that's how I look at it with the paranormal. You're not always going to capture something. You can go to the same place. How many times have you been to Edinburgh?
Edinburgh, we've been there 3, and then our event will be our 4th time.
Okay, so 3 times. Every time, I know you probably got stuff every time, but there was probably one time you got more than any other time, right? And then maybe like one day you didn't get nothing, but the next day you did.
Correct. Yeah, it's every time we go there, it always increases. But
Okay.
from what I've heard with Edinburgh is the spirits there get to know you. And the more times you go, the more they're going to interact with you. But like the YMCA at Rock Island, the first time we went there, we got absolutely nothing. And we were like, this lady's crazy. She's scamming us and this and that. And then I just recently went back to do a kids event and took my son, and shit was crazy there.
That's cool. And okay, so with you saying that, and I wholeheartedly believe in that too, because when you keep going back to places, you build up, I guess you want to call it a rapport with these spirits. Do you feel like when you go in, if you bring that positive energy, because these spirits were alive at one point. I like to joke around, but when it comes time to it, I know when to be serious. But I like to joke around to get these spirits to relax. Does that make sense? To where, how do I want to say this? I like to play around, I guess. I play jokes, play pranks, but, just so the spirits know that I'm not like one of those serious sergeant type people, but when it comes time to be serious, then I'm serious. So I like to laugh and play because they probably like to laugh and play at one point too.
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah, it's when you go into an investigation, they're gonna feed off of you. So if you go in there and you got issues going on in your life and you walk in there and you're all pissed off and angry, they're gonna feed off that and not want to interact with you.
What are your thoughts about going on an investigation when you're not feeling yourself or up to par or if you're angry, or if you got issues going on at home, what are you going to do?
Yeah, I mean,
Are you-
you gotta leave that shit outside. I mean, you can't sit there because, like I just said, they're not gonna interact with you, and then that's one of those situations where you're gonna be like, this place was scamming me. There's nothing here. Stuff like that.
My experience with the ITC groups, we have found spirits have a definite sense of humor. Yes, and even have them answer knock knock jokes. That's funny. Right on.
I'm gonna have
What
to
are your
try
thoughts
that.
about ITC?
Never tried the knock knock jokes. I'm gonna have to try that.
Do you do the Estes method?
Yes, we do.
Okay.
We've
That's
been
one of my favorite things. Go ahead.
we've been actually get pretty good hits off that. That's the one I was telling you about earlier with Edinburgh and the little girl crying mommy. Got that all on Estes method.
Okay. So, a group or a show we do on Wednesdays. He's not doing it at the moment. He's taking a few weeks off, but it's when spirits connect with Greg Koss, and we actually do double Estes methods and stuff. Have you tried that? It's
That we
kind
have
of
not.
cool. Well, not kind of. It's really cool because sometimes it's either the spirits start communicating to each other across wherever the other person's at. We've had that happen, or they do answer what's going on in chat. I'll have to give you those links and stuff so you can check that out. But the double Estes seems to be really, starting to be popular with a lot of these people.
Yeah, we haven't tried
Okay,
that
what
yet.
do you should. It's wait, hold on. Yeah. The best night you guys had, Emmy, was when the best night you guys had, Emmy, was when my family came through with every word connected to me. Yes. So when we do this, the other person's writing down question or answers and stuff, whatever we're shooting out of our mouth. And it was crazy. By the end of the night, come to find out it was one of Spitfire's. It was his family members that was trying to come through. Neither of us knew anything about his family. So,
Man, that's
the spirits like to go ahead. I have a problem of cutting people off. I'm so sorry. My bad.
no, you're okay. I'm probably cutting out here because I'm trying to plug my phone in.
Do you what are your thoughts on phone apps compared to an SB7 or PSP7?
I've only had luck with one, and that's the Necrophonic app. All the other ones I have had no luck with, and it just spits out random stuff out of nowhere.
Have you tried the Necrometer?
That one I have not, no.
Okay, that's made by the same people who make the Necrophonic app. It's actually pretty cool. Apps, I'd rather have an SB7, but when it comes to apps, it would be the Necrophonic, then the Necrometer, and then oh shit, where'd the other one? Spirit Talker. I'm looking around. Those would be the only three I would use, but what's your go-to? The Necrophonic, or would it be an SB7?
SB7 is probably my go-to I have it, but if one of my other team members is using it, then I'll use the Necrophonic.
Okay.
There's a new one. I have it on my phone. It just came out recently. I'm going to try that out on Sunday and see how that one works out. But I can't remember the name
app
of it.
or the new box?
The app.
Okay. Which one was that then?
Let me see if I can pull it up. Hold on one second.
Do share with us. Here's where I insert this.
It's called Transcend.
What is it?
Called Transcend.
Transcend. Is that an iOS or is it a
It's on
Android?
both now.
I don't even know where my phone's at. Oh, it's right here. Transcend. I've never heard that.
It's kind of like
Here we go.
it's like an Ovilus. The words will pop up on the screen and everything.
Okay. That's one of my things I so want is obvious. But I have an Alice box. That's the next best thing, I guess. Okay, so Transcend. Oh, come on, Emmy. We know you can't spell trans. So is it trans? Two
Yep.
words or one word? Trans.
It is. Sorry, hold on. So it's TRANSCEND.
SCEND. Okay. Spirit Link. Okay. Wait. Transcend theory? No. Is there theory behind it?
I don't think so.
What's the app look like?
Yep, that's it. Transcend theory.
Transcend theory. Okay. Okay. So I will definitely have to try that out then. So, Transcend. Yes. So it's Transcend theory. It's on iOS and Android, he said. Okay. Here's a question. Chris, do you ever use a REM pod?
Yeah, we use those all the time. Think we own 3 or 4 of them.
Nice. Are they all the originals or are they all different kinds of REM pods?
We got the original round one. I think we got 2 of those, and then we got one that's rectangular. I can't remember who makes it.
Okay.
I think we got that from Ghost Stop though. But yeah, those things work phenomenal as well.
Yeah. I like them. They need to put a volume on it though, because once it starts beeping in the high pitch, it's like, come on. So I wish they had a volume. That's the only thing I think I would change out of that entire thing. Let's see what else. Oh, okay. So Chantel says, I have GhostTube Vox on my phone. I don't think it's that great. GhostTube. I don't think I've heard much about the GhostTube. What are your thoughts on the GhostTube?
I think that's one of the original ones. I can't remember if that's the one where it like supposedly shows spirits on it, or if that's the one where it just talks. I can't remember.
Oh, almost like an SLS camera?
Yeah, there was one like that where supposedly you can move it around and it'll show spirits, and yeah, it didn't work at all.
What are your thoughts on SLS? The SLS cameras. Do you use them or do you have them?
I want to get the XLS, which is the upgraded version to it. I had an old Kinect that I connected to a laptop, and it wasn't great for going and doing investigations, but I messed with it around the house. and it entertained my son because he was sitting there playing Xbox, and then when I used it and pointed at him, like within 5 minutes, it showed a stick figure next to him, like watching him play the game.
Oh, wow.
So that kind of got him into stuff. But I kind of believe it could have been real because the building I'm in is a haunted building. So
How old's your son, if you don't mind me asking?
he's 12. But he's had numerous things
And-
happen to him, like weird
Okay.
stuff happen. So
That's what I was going to ask you. And you support every bit of what he says, or thank you for dropping his link. I appreciate that. Running Bear's dropping your link over there on my YouTube
Awesome.
side.
Thank you.
Thank you. Oh my gosh, it's just
yeah, we recently went up to the YMCA up here that's haunted, and they had a kids' night. So I took him up there, and we were up with a group in one room, and we didn't really have no equipment. But he got weird feeling in there. So then the guy that his name's Nate from We Are Paranormal, we went up there with him and took a spirit box, and I gave it to my son, and I'm like, here, go ahead. As soon as he walked in the room, the spirit box, his name came over the spirit box.
wow. I wonder how that made him feel, or how did that make him feel? Was he
He got
freaked out,
excited.
or was he like,
He got excited. The thing that scared him that day is when we went into another room, and it's where the angry spirit is, and it touched one of the other members inappropriately. So
oh, that's
Nate started yelling at it, and then the flashlight that was sitting directly in front of my son just went on by itself, and that kind of freaked him out because it was right there in front of him. But
right? It was that
He's
close.
he's excited to
Wow.
go back. We're going back up there Sunday, and they told me to bring him, so he's excited.
That's cool. That is so cool. Do you only have one kid, or do you have multiple, or?
One of my own, and then between me and my girlfriend, she has 3 kids.
Because I was going to ask, is any other of the children have, gifts maybe you would want to say? But if they're hers, then I guess I can't ask that, because your son obviously has the gifts, and
Yeah.
you say you have gifts too, right? You would believe.
Yeah, I
Wouldn't you?
definitely can feel stuff anytime I walk into a room and stuff. And for some reason, the ones that I feel the most are kids.
Wow.
I mean, I get
So
the most.
they probably come to you like a father figure, and you probably show them a peace at mind. So that's cool.
Most of the time, my interactions at locations are with kids, and then my other team members will get the EVPs of the grown-ups. But it's always the kids with me.
What's the best EVP you've ever gotten?
Probably the one at Edinburgh. We asked, "Where are you?" And then you just heard this faint little voice go, "Behind you."
Wow. Could you hear that with your own ears, or did your devices pick that up?
No, just the video, or not the video, the recorder picked it up.
Recorder? That's so cool. Have you heard things come to your own ears?
Yeah, at Edinburgh, we've heard the little girl Susie. They were giving us a tour, and they were talking about Susie, and there was 6 of us standing there during this tour. And as she was talking about Susie, me and my aunt just looked at each other, and you could hear Susie right above our head in the 2nd floor just humming a song she was singing. And nobody else heard it but me and my aunt.
That is so cool. That is really cool. I'm trying to think what else I can ask you. Like I said, this is the spur of the moment, and I do appreciate you coming up here like on a whim and stuff. Majority of the time when I do these interviews, I'm prepared.
Yeah,
I think,
right.
for the most part. But no, this is how we get to know each other. You know, and let's hear about your event again too, because more people have come in. What event do you have going on and when?
So it's called Paranormal Rockdown. It's a 2-day event, August 8th and 9th. August 8th at Otis Tailgaters. We are going to be doing a free concert. I didn't mention this earlier, but it is a free concert, but we are going to ask for donations. Those donations are going to go to Cancer Sucks. We got 3 bands playing.
Wow.
The first band is going to be, the headlining band is Ailborn. The other band is Etched in Embers, and then band called Non Grata. Non Grata is from Iowa, so they're local to there. And then the next night, Edinburgh Manor, we are doing an investigation. Gonna have Aaron and Nick from 28 Days Haunted there with us. Teamed up with another paranormal group called We Are Paranormal. They're gonna be there as well. And then Etched in Embers and then Grata are both gonna join us as well. Interesting fact is Non Grata actually filmed one of their music videos at Edinburgh Manor as well. So they're
That's
excited to go
cool.
back there.
So where can they buy these tickets? Do you have an on Eventbrite or your website? Where can people, if they want to purchase a ticket to go to this?
So I have it posted on 2 different sites. Eventbrite, we are on there for the tickets, and then we are on Extreme Ticketing, which is through Get Haunted Network, their ticketing platform.
Get Haunted.
Yep.
Oh, I know them.
So
I
we're
love them.
selling through them, trying to get them some business as well. But if you go to our Facebook page, Shadow Seekers Paranormal,
Sarah.
look for, there's another Shadow Seekers Paranormal too from Indiana, but our logo is the building with the 2 hands. So look for that logo. That's our page. You can find all the links there. We are looking to do some more events, teamed up with the guys in We Are Paranormal. We're going to do another big event with them. So
Nice.
lots to come. And then I got a podcast starting soon called the same thing, Paranormal Rockdown. It's going to be a great time.
Well, I'd love to get you guys on my Friday podcast. Now, we'll talk behind the scenes, but that way we can get you guys promoted out there too.
Appreciate that.
You know, yeah, not a problem. That's what we're here for. That's how we help each other out. So, anybody in chat have? Hold on. I've always burned white sage when I'm watching people use the spirit boxes, not just on YouTube. Even watch them on Discovery. Oh, you do? Okay. Now, see, I don't do the sage thing. I myself, I like to burn Palo Santo because from working with like Carl Johnson, you know, and his brother Keith and stuff like that, the demonologist, and also Howard, who's a demonologist. Burning sage can also bring the worst out in a spirit. I don't know if you guys have ever heard that, or it can take away the good spirits. So I've learned to stay away from sage myself, but I do use Palo Santo. And let me ask you this. When you go in to investigate, do you say a prayer, or is there something you do prior to going in before every investigation? How do you and your team prepare for it?
I usually don't do anything. I just want to go in there and see what happens. I don't anything.
Okay.
As far as like my aunt and stuff, they have some kind of spray that they use. I don't know what kind of spray it is, but they spray themselves down before and after. Me, just afterwards, I just say, hey, everything's got to stay here. You're not allowed to come back, come home with me, anything like that.
Right. I just had another question. Hold on. What are your thoughts on Ouija boards?
I don't mess with them.
Yeah,
I don't
okay, I was gonna
allow
say you don't
them.
have a right answer or wrong answer, but go ahead.
Yeah, I don't mess with them. I don't allow them in the place with my team or anything. I don't want my team to mess with them because there was a situation at Edinburgh too where somebody used one and brought some the negative there, and they did some horrible stuff there. And I don't want any part of it. I don't want to be accused from a building owner of bringing something in or anything like that, because doing something like that could tarnish your name and your reputation.
I can respect you on that. I have a Ouija board collection. I love Ouija boards, but I don't just use it with anybody. You know what I mean? I haven't used
Correct.
one in a long time because I got to make sure the person I'm with, you have the right intentions. A Ouija board to me is almost just like using a spirit box, dowsing rods, a pendulum, anything you can use to communicate with spirits. You're opening up a portal, no matter what it is. But a Ouija board you can't control as much, which and I see a lot of people do get scared by it. It does have a bad reputation. But as long as, like, anytime you use, hey Nancy, I mean, anything could happen. Like, even with just an SB7, it just depends on what your intentions are, And some people could have very bad intentions when they want to speak to spirits. But I respect people who don't use them. I respect people who don't want them around, because it's not everybody's cup of tea. I think they're pretty. I really do love them. But I just, I don't. My intentions are never bad. And like I said, I haven't used one in a long time because the person I have to totally trust when I use it, because of the planchette, you don't know if that other person's got the right intentions or if that other person's going to move that planchette. So, I respect others who don't use them. So I do have a lot of respect for you guys on that part. And then I was going to ask you something else. Shoot. Damn it. I have one question after another. Okay, so the other thing, like, I know you said you tell spirits, you can't follow me home and, all this other stuff. That part, see, like, you don't say a prayer when you go in. I prayed to St. Michael when I go in, but I've stopped saying afterwards, you can't follow me. You don't have the right, because, it's a spirit. It's going to do what it wants to do is how I look
True.
at it. How people say, oh, you can't go through this wall. It's a spirit. They can go through that wall if they want to go through that wall. But it's what everybody believes in too. I just believe that even if you tell them no, it's going to make them want to connect with you. And so I respect that part too, because I got a lot of friends who are like that too. Can't connect,
Yeah.
can't.
I mean, there's no saying anything is going to help. I mean, even praying or anything, that doesn't mean
Exactly.
it's going to stop them. So
Exactly. I use the St. Michael prayer as a seatbelt. That's how I look at it. It's kind of silliness to me, but it's just like, I feel that's one of the things I've always been doing my entire life. No, not my entire life, but ever since I've been into the paranormal, is the St. Michael prayer, and I've always used that as a seatbelt. I think it's just stuck in my head. I think it's going to help, but in reality, probably not.
yeah.
Because just like, yeah. Nancy, welcome. We're just going to be ending this here really soon. But again, tell people where they can find you at. And Running Bear has been dropping your link in my chat.
So we're on Facebook at Shadow Seekers Paranormal. Also on YouTube at Shadow Seekers Paranormal. YouTube, there's not much content, but there's going to be a lot coming. We're going to be streaming a lot of live stuff on there, especially our Paranormal Rockdown. Paranormal Rockdown is actually going to be recorded, so we're going to be looking at turning that into an episode and getting it put on somewhere.
Awesome. So you guys, we'll be seeing more of Chris, hopefully, right? Yes.
Definitely will. Yeah.
Yeah. And you guys, thank you so much for coming in. Chris, I'm going to drop you backstage for right now until I play my outro, and then I'll come join you, okay?
All right. Sounds good.
Don't leave. Okay. So you guys, thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate that. Yep, thank you for coming. Well, thank me for coming on. You're very welcome. I'm going to go ahead and play my outro, but until we meet again, probably be tomorrow night or something, who knows? Till then, peace, love, and here you go. Where's my outro? Here it is.